Every person who has ever chosen revenge believes in that moment, that it would make them feel better. It never does. There is something deeply seductive about the idea of making someone pay for what they did to you. The mind builds entire scenarios, the confrontation, the justice, the moment they finally understand what they cost. It feels like strength. It looks like power. But here's what almost no one tells you. The pursuit of revenge doesn't restore what was taken from you. It simply takes more. When someone wrongs us, the brain registers it the same way it registers physical pain. The wound is real. The anger is justified. But what happens next? What you decide to do with that pain is where your actual power either grows or disappears entirely. Most people confuse revenge with closure. They believe that once the other person suffers, the chapter closes. But the chapter never closes that way. Instead, something strange happens. The more energy you pour into making someone else pay, the more tightly you remain connected to them. You think you are moving forward. You are actually unsure to the very moment that hurt you. And this is the part that nobody sees coming. The psychological cost of maintaining a revenge mindset is staggering. Every time you replay the offense, your nervous system re-experiences the original injury. Every plan, every imagine, confrontation, every moment of silent rage, it all demands energy, emotional energy, mental bandwidth, time, the very resources you need to rebuild, to grow, to become someone capable of creating the life you actually want. Here's what we rarely ask ourselves. Who benefits most when we spend years consumed by resentment? Certainly not us. High-performing people, those who consistently build meaningful lives, share one counterintuitive trait. They have learned to release what cannot be controlled, not because they are passive, not because they lack standards, but because they understand something fundamental about personal power. It only exists in the present moment. The second your attention lives in the past, trying to settle a score, your powers evaporates. Letting go is not a weakness. That framing is the trap itself. Letting go is the most aggressive act of self-interest available to you. It is choosing your future over your wound. But then a harder question surfaces, one that most people never answer honestly. If revenge doesn't heal us, why do we keep choosing it? The answer lives in identity. When someone wrongs us deeply, part of the pain is the story we attach to it, that we are victims, that the world is unfair, that we deserve to be compensated. Holding onto resentment keeps the story alive. And as long as the story stays alive, so does the evidence that it is true. This is the trap at its most sophisticated level. The moment you release the need for revenge, you're also releasing the identity of someone who has wronged. And that identity, as painful as it is, has become familiar, safe, known. Giving it up feels like a second lost. But it is not a less, it is a graduation. Forgiveness, in this context, has nothing to do with the other person. It is not a gift you give them. It is a decision you make about you are willing to become. You're not saying what happened was acceptable. You are saying it no longer has authority over your direction. Every moment spent planning how someone will suffer is a moment you could have spent building something that outlasts the conflict entirely. The person who wronged you doesn't need your suffering to be reminded of what they did. But you need your clarity, desperately, to move past it. So here's the final question worth sitting with, because the answer will tell you everything about where you are headed. Are you investing your energy in your future, or are you still funding a past that cannot be changed? The revenge trap closes when you stop feeding it. Personal power doesn't come from making others pay. It comes from the decision, made once and then again and again, to direct your full attention toward what you can still create. That is not resignation, that is the dominance over your own life. Release the weight, not for them, for everything you have not yet built.